Afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon, guys.
Teacher, I have a question. Like yesterday, you told us what was like
Wait, Anna. Wait, Anna. Wait, Anna. Okay, Anna, tell me.
you explained us what was like an agenda, but I didn't quite get what was it. So can you explain it again, please?
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Like in this class, that I'm going to explain what is a public agenda. We are going to read a text so you have a clearer idea, and then we are going to move forward. I'm going to
Okay.
continue.
Yes, because I need that to answer my homework.
Yeah. Okay.
Teacher!
What?
Teacher!
Mia.
Oh my god, it's the first time I've like been able to get into class in like 3 hours.
And why do you? And why? Because you're having problems with your internet, or?
Yes, my Wi-Fi sucks.
Ah, I get it. I mean, I know that there are some Wi-Fi that are not working very well, but maybe it's not because of you. It's because, as I told you in previous classes, a lot of students are taking online classes kind of at the same time as you. So it's a little bit difficult because it's kind of around the world, this thing. Hello,
Yeah, my
teacher.
sister and my brother are both taking classes online and we're all fighting for internet.
Dude, my brother is like in online classes, but he's just like playing games while he listens to the teacher. Dude, he's in like college. He should pay attention.
That's even worse. I mean, being at college, they should be taking it seriously.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I mean, I heard about some students that are from my degree that is the same thing. They are not taking it very serious. I've heard some comments that some of them are, I think, that at some time they turn off their cameras and they, as the same, that they start playing games or they start kind of sleeping. And I know, like, they're not taking it seriously, and it's something horrible. Roberto is like some colleagues that I have from college. These are them. They are not taking it seriously, and it's even worse because they are um, they are university students, and they should be the ones that should be taking it even a little. Well, they should be putting more than an effort for this thing to work. All right, so guys, I think I stopped in the public agenda thing. I'm going to share the oh my god, the page so you can see is page 37. I'm going to put it in the group chats for you to see it. Wait. Is okay. Is 37. There you are. And here we have and here we have the reading. Sofia Ocampo, can you do me the favor of start reading the first paragraph, please?
No, the benefits of populism in Latin America can be questionable. Latin American populists have claimed that the elite have ignored the real problems of the people. Populist parties have thus promised to put new topics into the public agenda, such as health care, distribution of subsidized food, cash transfer programs to students, and old age pensions. While these poor measures have seemingly changed the lives of many, other opinions state that corruption has permitted such programs and affected the poor, and therefore political promises have not been met.
Okay, thank you very much, Sophie. And now I want to hear Ana Sofia Ojeda. Can you continue, please? Ana Sofia. Are you there? Are you alive?
Yes, yes, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Okay. Can you continue where it says populist?
Yes. Some populist leaders have promoted authoritarianism in different ways. In Venezuela and Bolivia, for example, radical populism restricted freedom of expression and association. Another example of authoritarianism is the control of electoral boards by supporters of political leaders and the regulation of the work of NGOs, non-governmental organizations. In Venezuela and Ecuador, protests are considered criminal behavior.
Okay, guys, anyone, thank you, Anna. Any one of you knows about any other country in which protests are considered as criminal behavior or no?
Puerto Rico.
Okay, Puerto Rico. Okay, Puerto Rico as well. And I think, well, maybe here in Mexico, they are not considered as something as criminal behavior, but at some point, you know that there are some protests that are peaceful, but then because of the police members, maybe because they start thinking that, okay, they're against us, and they start creating this chaos and the riots and everything, and that leads for the Protestants to believe that, okay, we try to do this peacefully, but they are not listening, so we are going to start making it in a bad behavior, and they start creating chaos. And okay, thank you. And
Teacher,
now,
you can compare Cetina.
to who?
Cetina.
I wish I could. Wait. Tiroteos en obra. Ah, yes. There is the. But Anna, you're mentioning that there are like threatenings of shootings, or right now, or it was before?
Or the pandemic, like when I went to la marcha feminista, la última que hubo aquí en Mérida,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone started shouting like solo mujeres. I then asked my mom, and she told me that in Mexico City, they are like threatening that if they organize another march or another protest, there will be shooting or something like that.
Yes, okay, Max, thank you, Anna.
Maestro,
Max?
¿puedo decir un comentario sobre
Yep.
lo que dijo Ana?
Ajá, but in English, remember?
Vamos, crack. Wow.
Ok, mire,
In English.
what happens about the gun threats to the feminists is that they are damaging public areas.
Maestro, perdón, a Regina se le apagó la computadora.
Tell her to try to come in again. Okay, Max, continue.
What I mean is that the feminists are being threatened because they are threatening the city by damaging public areas. They are graffitiing, they are...
Can I answer to that, please?
They are
Okay,
hurting
okay.
people. They even hurt an old man.
Fight.
Shut up. Okay.
No,
Actually, they started like damaging the city because in previous marches, like peaceful marches or march, I don't know how to say that word. They haven't paid attention to them, so they started like thinking how to figure out for them to receive the attention that they need. So that's
the problem is that by damaging people and places, they are not gaining the attention that they need. They are hurting people, not just gaining attention.
Yeah. Okay.
And even in peaceful marches, they are still hurting people somehow.
Yeah, what I believe about the movement, about the feminist movement, is that there are some in which they do it peacefully, and that's something that I've noticed in most places, that they start doing it at peace, it's like, okay, we are marching, we are just doing this protest for like ourselves. But there are some places in which this movement, and I think that some women agree with this, that there were some movements in which it wasn't a peaceful movement. Those became like really harmful movements in which women, instead of doing it peacefully, they started damaging some social buildings, some places. And some women were saying, girls, it's not what we were meant by doing a movement. By doing this movement, it's okay, we're doing it peacefully, we're doing like for not to creating chaos, but there are this other group in which you are creating this. So like stop, because, and that's the reason of why most people get confused, that they say that, okay, feminism is a very dangerous movement, and it's not. It's something that is just a movement that started for saying, okay, we women are equal as men, we have the same rights, we should be we shouldn't be considered as if we were dangerous. And that's what I've heard about those places. And yeah, I mean, those things are what it gets people to be confused about this type of movements. That okay, we believe at some point that those movements should be calm, that should be peaceful, but then there are some women that start creating this. And I think that they have another name, right? Anna, I think it's feminazi, right?
Yes, but this is a term that most of the time sexist people use.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty bad to be called that. It's actually
But I
hurtful.
mean, but that one is like the how can I say this? Like the negative
It is the
connotation.
publicly agreed term.
Is that okay? We know, okay, we know that there are two different terms, but being a feminist is not something bad. Being a, like, I think a feminazi is neither a bad thing. It's just that it has taken a negative connotation, but it's because of people. All right, and now Josecito Novelo, can you please continue in the last paragraph, please? Jose, are you alive?
Yes, teacher, yes. Despite political changes, it remains true that poverty is still a serious issue in Latin America. Moreover, these are cases of Latin American populist authoritarianism. Citizens thus need to think critically and look at their reality from different perspectives before taking part in elections.
All right, thank you to all of those who shared their comments. Well, right now, what Anna was asking at the beginning, like, do you already, like now, do you have a clearer idea of what a public agenda is or no? Guys, 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 do you have a clearer idea of what a public agenda is or no? Or not
No.
yet? Not yet, okay, fine. Okay, a public agenda is this, it's not a, as I told you, it can look like a paper, but it's mostly the topics that the candidates, that the politicians are taking into account when they want to start their oh my God, when they want to start their campaign. Okay, like they start, you know that when you are, for example, let's take this famous moment when there was the election at the school. You know that that every single campaign, let's say that Team Purple, Team Orange, all of those teams needed to have some specific proposals. But how do you think they came up with those proposals? How do you think so? They came up with those ideas. They started doing what? Anyone?
A campaign.
Okay, I mean, but Anna, how do you think that? But how do you think that they started creating the proposals?
Uh,
Based on what?
The
under
necessities
Based
were
on
like
a public
having
agenda they made with the opinion of the
Okay, perfect. Enrique and Camila, okay, fine. Both answers are correct. They created all of those proposals based on the public agenda, and the public agenda in this case of the school is related to the needs of the students, not just the students, but also to the entire alumni society in this case. So a public agenda is based on, is like the necessities of what, in this case, in political terms, of what the people needs. For example, if they need, let's say, if they need more, for example, more permissions, or for example, if they need, if you know that Merida in some cases has had some streets that were not completed. So maybe they need those streets to be completed. Maybe they need some fundings for schools, for example, for education. Maybe they also need the, for example, the elderly people. They need, you know, those helps. I think, how is it called, this program? 60 y más, I think. Like all of those things are based on the public agenda in this case. Anna, oh my God.
So a public agenda is like what the society needs, or
Yeah, the necessities of the people. And that is what the candidates want to propose when they are starting their campaign.
okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys, there you have on exercise number 7, this exercise which says that you need to read, okay, we have already read it, and it says write PA if the words refer to the public agenda, or AT if they refer to authoritarianism. Okay, please mark the difference. Public agenda is the necessities of the people that the candidates want to propose, that they are going to solve in some way. And the authoritarianism is when, for example, when the government or when the parties try to put some, how can I say this? They try to avoid for some programs or for some movements to be completed, or they avoid some things. They don't want them to happen. Okay, so for example, we have in there the first line. I'm going to put it in the group chat for you to see the answers. It says cash transfer. Cash transfer is, oh my God, a public agenda or an authoritarianism? Oh my God, cash transfer is, are you sure? Cash transfer. Okay, cash transfer is PA. Then we have freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, PA or AT? Are you sure, guys? Like every single campaign wants, like allows in every single country for them to raise their voices and to have liberty of speaking. Okay, that's AT. Then we have associations. By associations in this case, I mean if they are making these groups that at some point they could be illegal, for example, or maybe that can be a danger for the campaigns. How would you think? Okay, thank you, Camila. Associations are AT. Then we have electoral boards, AT or PA? Is it a necessity or is it something that people want to avoid? Guys, how that PA? AT, AT. And then we have this one, pensions, for, let's say, for older people. Okay, pensions are PA. Then we have NGOs. That one is what? NGOs. NGO stands for non-governmental organizations. So that is, okay, Farfan is an Ana Sofia, AT. Then we have protests. That one is what? Okay, AT. Then we have food. BA, perfect. And then we have one of the ones that are seeing in here right now in these days. Healthcare is, of course, BA. All right, thank you. Now, then it says, okay, it says that, okay, based on the text, guys, why did populists renew the public agenda? Why do you think they do it? They did it in those times in Latin America. Why do you think they did it? Because something happened with those people that were from the higher class. What happened with them? They were doing
wanted
what?
to stay in their place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they wanted to stay like where they were, and they were avoiding, they were ignoring what?
Problems.
Okay, so, and they were ignoring the real problems. Okay, because the elite ignore the real problems. Then in number 2, what type of populists have implemented authoritarian measures? It's not rebels. It starts with an R, but it's not rebels. Any idea? RA, your RA? No one. Okay, thank you, Roberto. Radical populists. Then we have in number 3, what does NGO stand for? Is what?
Non-governmental organizations.
All right, thank you. And the last one that it says, how could authoritarianism be prevented? Okay, Max, go. And Max, if you cannot like log in again because we don't have too much time, like I'll wait for you in the next class. Okay, guys, the last one, how could authoritarianism be prevented? Through what? Are you sure, Roberto, that with democracy? I don't know. And, oh, okay, I'm going to give you a clue. What is something that they need to do before the elections? Before, like, how can we describe the whole process of when you are making proposals, when you are, okay, through critical what, Camila? Critical thinking, okay, critical thinking and considering all what? Considering all what? All the perspectives, okay, before the election. All right, perfect. There you are. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to stop here the session, and in the next one, I want to keep going with the next part about this in knowledge, because there is a part in here that I need to explain before you start doing the language section. There is a part in here in this book that you need to know before starting doing the knowledge part. So when we start at 2 in the afternoon, we are going to continue with language, and then in the last 15 minutes, we are going to continue with knowledge. Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing. Well, see you in 30 minutes, guys.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, guys. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.